Good evening. Good evening to all of you. So let's get started. Today, unexpectedly, we have just 21 of you. Oh, people keep on appearing. 23, 23. Perhaps there will be more of you. And today we are having our final session that will be dedicated to teaching skills. Yeah. Then, because our next classes, next workshops will be dedicated to classroom management, then to assessment and direct correction, so planning, and you will get ready with the plans of your own lessons. Okay, so let us get started. And I would like, as usual, to start with kind of mood checker. Now I'd like you to think and leave comments in the chat as to what song you associate your today's mood with. Think of the song that best matches your mood. Give comments. This can be the title or some lines taken from the song that would enable us to recognize what you're talking about. Okay. Is it a song, Victoria? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's just something like that. If I'm not mistaken, there is such a popular song. I don't know what year is this, but yeah. Haven't you heard about it?
And no, could you please sing it?
Oh, I'm really bad at singing.
hmm So perhaps somebody else can do that. In case if you recognize, smile butterfly. Uh-huh. Yeah. So that just means that Maria is in happy, yeah. So in high spirits today. So she's quite happy. Then Victoria, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So am I right in guessing that you are pretty tired today? Or you had to overcome a lot of obstacles?
Just generally, the morning starting the wrong way. So probably the whole day went wrong.
Okay, thanks a lot. Then get lucky from Anastasia Rudan. Hot in here, Nelly. I'm happier than ever. So still you are hot. You're quite happy. You are lucky. Lucky, Anastasia, give comments. Lucky just because you managed to kind of survive, yeah, throughout
Yeah,
the day.
it's too, yes. But just because I have really good mood today because we had three classes of English, and all these three classes were really good, and we had some kind of picnic with our teachers, so it felt like bonding and to understand that maybe it will be our last minutes like that because I'm fourth grade and I'm going to graduate this year. It feels really like I'm lucky to have such a teacher.
Yeah, and it's bad that you'll have to kind of depart from them, yeah, so that you will no longer be able
I
to
still plan to get my master's degree at the same
go.
university, so I hope that I will have 2 more years for that.
So you will kind of pursue this communication and collaboration with your teachers, with those who are dear to you, dear to your heart.
Yes.
Lisa Korsikova, so you've written exhausted. Is it the title for the song or just the adjective to describe your mood? Lisa? Mood, yeah. So that's about your mood. Still, not all of you have presented the names or the titles for the songs. Perhaps you just cannot do that right now because maybe, as it usually happens, we have some lines, yeah, in our head. We still remember some separate words or isolated words from the song, but we cannot recollect the title of the song, or we are quite shy to sing it, yeah, because quite a lot of you say that you are bad in singing. I believe that you are great. You're great at everything. Okay, so thanks a lot. Still, in spite of all the problems that we might have, as quite a lot of you are now happy, quite mischievous maybe. So let's start our today's session. So it will be dedicated, as I already mentioned, so to teaching writing, yeah, teaching writing. But before I proceed to it, I also have to ask you if you looked through the lesson plan based on teaching speaking that was given to you as a home assignment the previous time we met. Because I attached this file both on the platform as well as in our group chat, and I asked you to look through it at home when you have time so that you could provide me with some suggestions for improvement. Have you dealt with that? So the speaking lesson, so let me share my screen so that you could recollect. That's here. I sent this file with the speaking lesson plan and with some PPT presentation. To be frank, have you worked with that? Olena Kravets, are you going to say something? Are you talking to us? Or are you discussing something with somebody else? Okay. To be quite frank, raise your hands, those who've dealt with this file. React somehow. No one. Yeah?
Not yet.
Not yet. Then the task remains. So that will be for your own benefit. Just because so in a couple of weeks you'll be supposed to present your own lesson plans. So oh yeah, sorry. So Darina says sorry. Yeah. So the apologies are accepted. So next time do it, please. Okay, if so, then once again, I will share the screen, and this time I'd like to show you some Google Forms, like with a table. Just let me give some comments, because I know that closer to the end of the class, or by the end of the class, quite a lot of you so leave the chat much earlier. That's why perhaps you will not hear what I'm going to say then. That's why I'd like to start the lesson with it. So some of you, either a week or 2 weeks ago, asked me when you would be you would be split up into teams, and that's the high time for all of us. So the high time has come. So what do we need to do right now? So you will have a week ahead, and I will ask you to deal with that by the start of our next class on the 30th of April. Here we have the lines for 10 groups. In fact, to be quite frank with you, I just looked through the number of people who have signed up for the course. 117 of you enrolled in our pre-CELTA course. That just means that the number of groups should be even, that there should be more groups, yeah? There should be more groups here, kind of like 12 or maybe 13 of them. But let us currently start at least with 10. What do I mean by starting with these groups? I will ask you, at least those who are right now with us, who are present today, to think who you would feel working comfortably with. So perhaps these can be the students from your own university, your own educational establishment, if it makes it comfortable for you to work with these people, because you can see each other not even online but also physically. Yeah. So if you like to rely on this principle, so do it. Or perhaps you've already made friends with some of the participants of the course, because that like you had more than the month working together. And so that's why you could make friends with these people. Then you can, for example, text them or call them if you have their numbers, in order to be in one group. Mind that each group should consist of a maximum of 8 participants, not more. Then, if you do that, if you are diligent enough, so to sign, and you will present your names and surnames in these groups. I will have, for example, 8 people here, 8 people in group 2, 8 people in group 3, and so on and so forth. Then, by the start of our next session, I will see, so how many of you have coped with it? How many of you were not interested in it, just because in case if you're not going to to present anything on the 21st of May, sorry, but those people will not get their certificates. It's not enough just to enroll in the course and, for example, be absent throughout all the classes of ours. So that's not quite fair, especially if talking about those who are constantly present and constantly participating in dealing with the tasks. So do that, please. The very moment when you are through with it, on the 30th of April, I'm going to use a randomizer in order to give you some tasks, to set the tasks. For example, just for example, group 1, I may tell you, you'll be responsible for teaching grammar lesson, or group 7, you'll be responsible for teaching vocabulary lesson, or group 4, you'll deal with teaching speaking. So something like this. But I will use randomizer for you not to think that I am more in favor of some of you, and for example, some of you are teachers' pets and the others are not. No, far from that. So the randomizer will do it on its own. Yeah, the choice will not be mine. So it will be kind of random choice. But for me to deal with that, I need to see the lists of people here reflected in each group. Okay. Hopefully you understood how you are supposed to deal with that. In case if you have questions, don't be scared, don't be afraid of raising your hand or asking me questions.
I'm really sorry. Oh, sorry, I forgot to raise a hand. Okay, we were just like making a list, and we prepared the list, and I missed information about the randomizer. It's like for the people who are not here, or okay, we
No. So you will have the whole week ahead. Yeah, that's why. So I believe that even those people who are absent today, but they are planning on condition that they are planning to get their certificate. For this, they will need to sign here. For this, they will need to help their group with preparing for this micro teaching. They should sign. So their names and surnames here. Yeah, they have whole week ahead. And then the very moment when I see this list of all the people willing to participate, willing to design their lesson, willing to present it on the 21st of May, I will start randomly appointing the tasks to the members of the group. I do anticipate the possible problems. What problems do I mean? I do anticipate that perhaps on the 21st of May, some of you, unfortunately, may get ill or may have some family issues or whatever. But this can be, for example, 1 or 2 people out of the whole group. Why do I need 8 participants here? For me to be in the know that at least 6 of you or 5 of you will be present, and there will be a delegate from your group who will present or give comments on this micro teaching. By the way, you'll be provided with another platform for you to leave, to attach the files, for you to attach the files with the lesson plans, so that I, as a teacher, could look through them before the 21st of May starts. Perhaps I will give some comments in order on how to improve. Perhaps, for example, just there can be some other reasons because of which I will need to be in the know if you deal with this, if you have dealt with these lesson plans or not. Because if there is no monitoring at all, then it can happen that, for example, the 21st of May may come and it will appear that just one group out of, let it be 10 or 11 are ready with that. That won't do. That won't do. By the 21st of May, you will have to present all your lesson plans on the special platform. I'll tell you later what it will be. And besides, on the 21st, in order to save time, since in case if we have 10 or 11 or even 12 groups, it will take a lot of time to present everything. Perhaps I will just tell you, group 1, so as you had the lesson on writing, I'm interested, for example, in the controlled practice stage. You'll present this. Or group 5, as you were in charge of teaching vocabulary lesson, I've already looked through this this lesson plan, and I'm interested in you presenting in front of the rest such a stage as, for example, the stage of drilling or controlled practice, and so on and so forth. So you will not present everything orally on the 21st of May, yeah? You will present the lesson plan long before the 21st of May comes. But on the 21st of May, you will just present like what you'll be asked of. So we will stay in touch, and so I will text you. Yeah? Okay, Maria, you have a question?
Yeah, just to clarify it, for the next time, we will have a link for this table and we just have to fill this table.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing more. So, like, you will still have a lot of time ahead for you to deal with the lesson itself. Not right now, since I haven't appointed, so the tasks yet. For me not to forget, I will leave the link to this Google Forms, Google table here, and you'll be able, so maybe even by the end of this class, or at least by the start of the next session, I will ask you to decide on who you would like to work with. So is it clear now?
Sorry, Olena Yurivna, could you please share like this document with us? I mean, this access. Could you give us access? Like press this button, поділитися, and change the access so anyone with the link can edit. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, click this one, and okay. Yes, like here we have like instead of this. And not переглядати, but edit. We need like editing. Instead of, редагувати. Good.
Okay. Okay, should I send it once again, or I believe it will be active even
Oh, it
now?
will be active, yeah.
It will be active, yeah. So, yeah. If we no longer, oh, yeah. So, I see that people, so keep on like texting something. You will do that later. You'll do that later, because currently I'd like to start with the questions that I've prepared for today's class. As I've already mentioned that today we will deal with teaching writing. That's high time to start with that. And I'd like to ask you the following question. What makes writing a difficult skill to develop? For you to come up with these ideas, because now you will work individually, and I will ask you to leave comments here on the platform, yeah? So by clicking on this plus, you'll be able to leave comments. So leave some comments here. In order to help you, to assist you with this task, I suggest looking through these students' works. Perhaps they will help you to identify the possible difficulties that learners encounter while writing. Okay, you will have up to 4 minutes maximum. Like it's maximum. So leave comments here as to what makes writing a difficult skill to develop. Так, sorry. And I didn't provide you with a link. Yeah. I see that the first answer appeared. Let's wait for more. Yeah, 2. Clean. Mhm. Okay. Perhaps I will start reading out it, so reading them out, and the rest, so we'll keep on, yeah, leaving comments. Okay. Yeah. So if talking about what makes writing a difficult skill to develop, yeah, so your answers are the following. So some differences in pronunciation and spelling of the words. Writing skill also involves strategies on text structure and storytelling, which might pose an additional challenge. Then, as seen in green picture, English spelling is significantly different from its pronunciation, and it's hard to master even for native speakers. Never mind, or to say nothing, yeah, about ESL learners. Lack of creativity, somebody has mentioned, so there is reason. Linkers, grammar structures, lack of vocabulary, structuring ideas logically, structure of the text, linkers and combining ideas, difficult to formulate the thoughts, come up with any examples if they are needed. Coming up with what to say, yeah, so you mean that sometimes we just lack ideas, yeah? Not knowing the structure of different types of letters, for example, etc. Problems with grammar. Some students can be shy about being creative, but I believe that in case with teaching writing, so even those who are quite shy, those students who are quite shy, so may show their creativity. So unlike speaking, for example, yeah, where like everything comes spontaneously, and you lack time for thinking it over, for considering something. So in case with writing, you have much more time. Still, it can be the problem for some of you, especially if the task is set in the classroom. Then students may not understand the purpose or what for they are writing something. Yeah, is this all? Yeah, I believe that I've managed to read out everything you suggested here. Yeah. So there are some common ideas, yeah, some like some similarities in what you've mentioned. So these are the problems with the difference in pronunciation and spelling, problems with structuring the ideas, logical organization, problems in general with grammar, punctuation, linkers, lack of vocabulary, yeah. So like and there can be like the problems of this kind. Thank you. So thanks a lot. Now, in breakout rooms, you will be asked to compare teaching speaking, because like previously when we met, we talked about teaching speaking. Today, we're dealing with teaching writing. And there are definitely some similarities and differences when we are talking about these two types of lessons. Here comes this Venn diagram that will enable us to find out the similarities. I've already started the list. I've already suggested the first idea. So both teaching, speaking, and both speaking and writing belong to the group of productive skills. While there are definitely a lot of differences, like in case with speaking, so it involves dealing with prosodic features. Prosodic, it's like intonation, sentence stress, for example, word stress. Pauses. In case with teaching writing, we have nothing of the kind, but instead, while we are teaching writing, it means that our students should work with some static meaning. And for example, whenever they are sending their emails or letters to somebody and they present something in that letter, the sender may not be sure how the receiver will decode the information. Yeah, that's why like the meaning becomes kind of like static, because it's not provided with some gestures, for example, with some intonation. It's not supported by this intonation, and so on and so forth. Okay, I will not reveal all the differences and all the similarities. So that's what you are going to do in your teams. That's why I will ask Yulia Yurievna to help us with that. So she will assign you into breakout rooms And mind please that I will just make a print screen of this page, leave it in our chat. Why will I deal with that? Why am I not going to provide you with the link to this page? It's just because when everyone starts writing, I believe that like there will be a kind of like mishmash here. That's why. So we will elicit the ideas later on coming back to our session. So I will elicit that from you, and then we will create as exhaustive lists as possible of these similarities and differences. Currently, I will ask you to have a look at this Venn diagram and take notes somewhere in your notebooks. Okay, thanks a lot. Keep on working. Okay, so currently we are back. I believe that all of you are back. Let me start sharing the screen again. So in that group 5 I've been working in, so we've already like presented some ideas, but I believe that as there were much more groups, you will have some more ideas to be mentioned here. More form, okay. So let us have a look at what we've already presented here. So if talking about teaching speaking, what are the peculiar characteristics of this? It involves dealing with prosodic features. It's spontaneous compared to writing, happening here and now, is accompanied by body language. And whenever we start speaking, usually the learners or like the interlocutors present much simpler sentences. In case with teaching writing, it presupposes working with static meaning. That's why, so like we have more time for thinking everything over, so our sentences become more complex, and the style in which we write the emails or, for example, letters is more formal compared to teaching speaking. That's what you think. Like the ladies I worked with also mentioned that in spite of the fact that in both cases we are supposed as teachers to present the feedback, but it's different because in case with teaching speaking, we present it almost immediately or right after you stopped talking as a learner. In case with teaching writing, it either may not be provided, or even if it's provided, that is done just when the teacher hands out the works that were checked, and it can take time. Sometimes a day, 2, a week, that depends on when the teacher will check these written assignments of yours. But what makes them similar is that both types of productive skills help you to share your own ideas. They are not receptive, they are productive, and that means that we can share, express our ideas. Okay, I believe that you have many more, so many more ideas to share. What are they? Could you please tell us? Polina, you're welcome.
Yes, so a group, always everything that we discussed was mentioned, but also we wanted to add that the opportunity for self-correction is a bit more present in writing, because we are given the opportunity to go back on writing and correct our mistakes more or less freely. We can cross things out, we can erase things. But with speaking, once you said something, you can translate, you can take it back.
More opportunities for self-correction. So thanks a lot. Then what else? Katerina?
Okay, so we can add that maybe about teaching writing, that it is most focuses on spelling and punctuation, and teaching speaking maybe more fluency is essential for that, like pronunciation.
So does it mean that here in case with teaching, there is more focus on accuracy?
Yes.
Accuracy, of our vocabulary and grammar. In case with speaking, we are much more focused on like meaning, not the form of what we say. That's why here the focus is more on meaning. Focus is on meaning. Any other ideas to be mentioned? Let's see, I will add fluency here. So, though in case like when we are talking about teaching writing, we do take into consideration what we write as well, yeah. But perhaps like more like if comparing teaching speaking to teaching writing, of course, like accuracy is more taken into consideration in case with teaching writing. Here, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, so definitely. Thanks a lot. Thank you. So right now that will be high time for us to deal with some writing sub-skills, because whenever we are dealing with teaching writing, we as teachers should take into consideration what writing sub-skills should be developed in our students, in our learners. Of course, there are a lot of them, but I've kind of grouped them up in 4 main categories. These are mechanics, organization, ideas, language, and style. And now in plenary working together, so we will have to distribute a particular writing skill into a group. Yeah, so in for it to be placed into one of those groups suggested. Okay, when dealing with vocabulary and collocations. So whenever we teach them these language systems like vocabulary, then stable collocations, it goes under, or it should go under what heading? Mechanics,
Language and style.
yeah, language and style. Thanks a lot. Then using picture prompts. Being able to use picture prompts for what?
Maybe for ideas.
Ideas.
For ideas, for us to be in the know what the content, yeah, so of what we are going to present will be. Then using modal texts.
Ideas.
Okay, then capitalization. When we use, for example, uppercase letters or lowercase letters.
Mechanics.
It's about mechanics, yeah. Using listening or reading as a basis for writing.
Ideas.
Or ideas, definitely, yeah, because relying on what we've read or what we've heard, so we are going to produce our own text. Correct paragraphing, it goes about what?
Organization.
Organization. So thank you, sir. He is talking. So thanks a lot, our gentleman. So is like presenting his ideas. Brainstorming a story.
Ideas.
Ideas.
So it's about ideas. Then punctuation.
Mechanics.
It's about mechanics. Yeah. Will it influence, because like some of you, I've heard doubts in the voice of some of you, yeah, you were not quite sure. So if talking about punctuation, does it teach us any language, any organization, any ideas? No. So mechanically, we are teaching them mechanically, so how to properly capitalize the words that should be capitalized. In case with English language, yeah, so our students should be in the know that in spite of the fact that the days of the week, like Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, Monday, so they are not proper nouns, actually, yeah, so they do not deal with the names of the people, names of some holidays, for example, but all the same, they should be capitalized. So all of this is about punctuation. Then spelling, it's about what?
Also mechanic.
Mechanics, right, you are. Ordering information logically, or there is such a writing sub-skill that comes here, known as coherence. Quite often the students get confused by 2 words, coherence and cohesion. Coherence, it's about ordering information logically, yeah, so presenting it in the logical connection, so when the sentences are interrelated with each other. So it's about what? Organization, definitely. Correct use of grammatical structures deals with what category?
Language.
Language and style, yeah, that's a writing sub-skill that should go here. Joining sentences. How to join the sentences, what to do for it, for example. What succession they should be in. It's about?
Organization.
Organization, definitely. Handwriting, it's about what?
Mechanic.
So it's about mechanics, definitely. So that's why I believe, just a moment, I will come back to, sorry. Sorry. I will come back to this slide, to this slide. Was it like difficult for the teacher or quite easy for the teacher to identify what was written? I believe that it needs a lot of efforts to be invested in it. That's why, even in spite of the fact that we are dealing with mechanics, still, so like the students should be taught of how to improve their handwriting for both them as well as the teacher to kind of decode and identify what is written. Then using linkers, substitution, ellipses, repetition, parallel structures that goes under the heading of cohesion. It's about what?
Organization.
Language and style.
Okay, so I see that you have doubts. Let me provide an example. For us, not to keep repeating, Katya is my friend. Katya is the best student. So Katya is a very kind-hearted personality. For us not to repeat Katya, 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 we need to know how to use some pronouns instead, or some other nouns, So to substitute what was mentioned. In the first sentence, you may say Katya, so is a good student. Then you may say, so she is very diligent. Then this lady, so knows a lot, So substitution and the usage of different pronouns in order not to repeat the same words all the time, it's all about
Language.
Language and style, right? You are. Then laying the text on the page. So knowing how to place it, for example, whether to like suggest some paragraphing or not, it's all about
Organization.
Organization, definitely. Then tenses. It's about
Language and style.
Language and style. And let us check. Yeah, great. So we will dealt with that perfectly well. Yeah. Now you know that actually all these features that we described, these are the writing sub-skills, that go under the headings of organization, ideas, mechanics, language, and style. So, but all of them, all these features described, so are treated as writing sub-skills for you not to forget and for you to always remember about it. Okay, whenever we're dealing with with teaching writing, we need to be in the know of 4 kinds of knowledge, and we need to provide our students with these 4 kinds of knowledge, because whenever we set them the writing task, so we should first of all teach them so the knowledge of language, of language systems, before they start responding to the task you set. They should be in the know of how the particular words they will need to use are spelled, what punctuation to use, what grammar structures so should be used or applied by them, what vocabulary or lexes, like to just what words, what collocations to choose, how to connect the clauses both logically and using some linkers, so in order for the sentences to sound as if they are like interrelated with each other. Then they should be in the know also of discourse types, because it's hardly possible, for example, to address a person you hardly know, saying, for example, oh, hello, how are you? And just suggest some informal ways of addressing the people. So that would be hardly possible. So, and if you do that, you will make a great mistake and you will produce a wrong impression upon the people you are addressing, you are communicating with them. That's why, so the knowledge of discourse types, so, and the register also as well, so is highly important. Then, whenever we teach writing, we should also equip our students with the knowledge of the topic. So they should be in the know of what they are going to write, what the topic is, because it will define greatly the content of they will present. They should also be in the know whom they address this writing to. That's why the knowledge of the audience is the third kind of knowledge that is important. And stored writing plans. What do I mean? They should have some background knowledge or schemata that can be both formal, like so the structure of different types of texts, and content schemata. So they should be in the know of the of what content they are going to write about. So what to write about, so it deals with the topic and with the choice of the content, whom to write to, and what language, and as well as vocabulary to use and register to use for that. Unless you equip your students with this, they will definitely not only lack knowledge, but they will make a lot of mistakes, and they will be misinterpreted, as well as they can produce their own impression. And that's what we do not wish to happen. Now I've prepared some tasks for you. So, okay, perhaps just that. So, I will ask you just right now to look through these writing tasks, and then you will be assigned in breakout rooms again, and in these breakouts you'll be asked to improve on the tasks suggested. So here come two writing tasks marked as task A. You are going to write a for and against essay, and you'll need to write a list of pros and cons for one of these topics: getting older, having a university degree, having children while young. Use your ideas from exercise 4 to write 4 paragraphs. Write about 250 words. You will ask me, where is that exercise number 4 we need? Yeah. So actually the task is taken from New Headway Intermediate, the 3rd edition that dates back to, or that was published in 2003. So I just took it from this textbook. And you'll need to identify, so a slight hint is already given here. So it's not mentioned what genre, not quite specified what kind of genre it will be, what your intended audience is going to be, and what will be the purpose, what for we are writing this for and against essay. As well as we have another task B, in which it's stated, write a description of a person you know and where they live. It comes from Opportunities, Upper Intermediate, that was published in 2002. Yeah, so I actually did not invent it on my own, did not design it on my own. I've just picked them up from these textbooks. In breakout rooms, come up with the ideas of what needs to be changed in both tasks in order to improve, and in order, for your students to follow all these 4 kinds of knowledge. Okay, I will send this the screen to our group for you to have it in front of you. And I'm also going to send this whole Word document to you. Again, in the chat box, in our Telegram group that will be here. Okay, I'm done with that. You now have it. I stop sharing my screen, and I will ask Yulia Yurievna to assign us in breakout rooms, so for you to deal with that. We are back again. So hopefully you succeeded. So dealing with this task. Okay, and so right now let me share the screen again. So in order for all of us to look through these tasks. Actually, so I've been a participant in one of the groups, and we started suggesting our own ideas, but I believe that you have many more. Okay, so if talking about writing task A, what suggestions would you like suggestions for improvement would you like to give here? So if talking about how we changed it. We just added that it should be for and against essay, addressed to local authorities. So, yeah. But we did not specify what topic. So, yeah, so it would deal with. Do you have any suggestions as to how to improve this writing task A? Anastasia.
In our group, we actually discussed that we should be more specific about things we should include in this essay because it's not enough just to write a list of pros and cons. Because for me, writing a list of such things is just like putting a bullet point, for example, and writing keywords of some pros and cons. So we should like specify what you need to include. You need to include like introduction, maybe some pros factors on this or that topic, some cons and conclusion, because you usually weight some pros and cons and then you have a conclusion.
So, and what will be your suggestions? So just could you please tell me what we need to change here?
To basically include specifically what to write. So not a list of pros and cons, but include like introduction, your arguments for, your arguments against, and the final conclusion.
Include your arguments. Так, include the following components. Yeah, the following components or elements.
Yeah.
Okay, then should be introduction. Arguments for and against. Then summary. Yeah, summary.
Yeah.
Так, then. Let's look through it once again. You are going to write a for and against essay about, let it be about, having a university degree, about, okay, I've randomly, yeah, so picked out this topic. Let us check how it will sound now. You're going to write a for and against essay about having a university degree.
Maybe addressing it to school leavers?
Addressing it to school
High school leavers?
School leavers. Okay. Then write a list of pros and cons of what? Pros and cons of, for example, pros and cons of obtaining a diploma. Yeah, for example, diploma. Include the following components in your essay. Okay, introduction, arguments for and against, and summary. Then, use your ideas from exercise 4 to write 4 paragraphs. There should be more. Okay, arguments for and against, at least 1 paragraph per each, and write about 250 words. Then perhaps we will just use your ideas from exercise 4. Okay, and I believe that we can make this instruction more specific, and perhaps we will delete this. Does it sound better, or would you like to make some other improvements? You are going to write a for and against essay about having a university degree, addressing it to school leavers. Write a list of pros and cons of obtaining a diploma. Include the following components in your essay: introduction, arguments for and against, summary. Use your ideas from exercise 4. Write about 250 words. Now, are we in the know of the genre now?
I was actually going to ask if an essay is a type of genre.
Is a type of genre, so kind of.
Is it not? Or
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
by genre.
Genres. What genres do you know? Can be letters, different types of essays, emails. These are genres.
Reports.
Reports, definitely. Thank you for helping. So intended audience. Whom do we address it to?
School leavers.
School leavers, yeah. What is the purpose? Aha, and it was not specified. Obtaining a diploma for them, I mean for these school leavers, to make a right choice. Yeah. For example, in case if they have doubts as to whether to enter the university or not, yeah, so that will enable them to make a right choice. Is it a purpose? Definitely.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Use your ideas from exercise 4, write about 250 words. Yeah, now it's clear. It's done. Then task B. We suggested some improvements, yeah, with our team. Let us check if we managed to present everything. Perhaps so you will give more suggestions, as in case with writing task A. Write a letter to your foreign friend. Here we have a letter, genre, to your foreign friend, intended audience, inviting her, that's a lady, to come to your classmates' party. Purpose, yeah. Why we are writing the letter? We are inviting our foreign friend to come to the classmates' party. Then mention your classmates' appearance and character. What for is it needed? Because we had some doubts, and Sergey suggested that it's highly essential, since perhaps this classmate is going to meet a foreign friend somewhere, like at a bus stop or somewhere at a railway station. That's why. So the classmate's appearance and character should be reflected here. Mention your classmate's appearance and character and indicate where she lives, or indicate where she is going to meet you, kind of. Yeah, write about 150 words. Okay, does it sound okay? Or would you like to improve? If so, then give suggestions. React somehow.
I think maybe we also need to include purpose, like why do we tell our foreign friend about appearance and the place of living of the classmate? Maybe we should write that.
Okay, thanks a lot. A nice suggestion. Mention your classmates' appearance and character so that your foreign friend, could recognize her when meeting at a railway station. Yeah, kind of. Is it better?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's just the character is probably
is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now again, let's read it. Write a letter to your foreign friend inviting her to come to your classmates' party. Mention your classmates' appearance so that your foreign friend could recognize her when meeting at a railway station. Write about 150 words. Should anything else be added?
Is it going to be quite a detailed description of appearance in 150 words?
Okay. You mean that there are too many words?
If that's what we want, I mean that would be.
That depends. So we can just decrease the number, yeah? So let it be 100, 120. Yeah, that depends. Still, do not forget that, as we are talking about letter, we shouldn't forget about these structural elements. So, and when we mention all these, so hi dear, then with love, so give my best regards, looking forward, and all that stuff, perhaps there won't be like so many words left for us to present our classmates' appearance, especially when we are going to talk about the purpose, yes, that this person, foreign friend, is invited and we to the party, and we need to clarify all that stuff. That's why I believe that it wouldn't be that detailed. Still, if you feel that it is, so you may cut down on the number of words. Okay, I believe that I will stop here. Yeah. So thank you for dealing with that. You were quite diligent. So gradually, so we are coming to the so-called product and process approaches to writing. So what do I mean? So whenever we teach our learners writing, so we kind of apply, or we can apply, two types of approaches. They are called product or process, because much depends on what we as teachers are interested in. And what we are going to provide our students with, so whether we are going to give them some kind of support or not. In case if we are highly interested in so the final product, the final product, usually we suggest, or just we give our students the model text for them to rely on. Most of the textbooks so rely on this kind of approach, because whenever we have the writing lesson in in authentic textbooks, they contain some kind of text that is going to be read by our learners, then discussed with the help of 3, usually 4 questions, the answers to which can be found in the text, and that's what makes reading this text more meaningful. So actually, so the students read this text, then they have the stage of controlled practice of what are they going to do at this stage? They are doing some kind of gap fill, usually using some linkers like firstly, secondly, on the one hand, on the other hand, to sum up and whatnot. And so they get some kind of activities or exercises in which they should reflect this kind of knowledge of these linkers or some adjectives or some grammar structures for the students to further use them in their own texts. Then the students need to come up with some ideas, organize them in a logical structure, and they are given a similar task in which which will look quite, why do I call it a similar task? That will look quite similar to the text they were asked to work with at the very beginning of the lesson. They get a similar task in which they are going to reproduce all the knowledge that they have acquired, using all the possible linkers, all these adjectives they have been taught, and so on and so forth. So they present similar structures, and the text that they will produce, this final product, that's why so it has the name of product approach. The final product will be very similar to that model text suggested at the very beginning for reading, or even for listening. But in most of the cases, these are model texts for reading. In case when we deal with process approach, here we kind of have the so-called lead-in. When we generate the ideas, brainstorm the ideas, we kind of elicit these ideas from our learners. For example, we set some questions like, so do you use mobile phones? How often do you do that? What are the benefits of using this mobile technology? Are there any drawbacks about it? And so without reading or listening to any text, the student students brainstorm these ideas. This can be kind of like group work. This can be pair work. This can be like the work in plenary. Then students further extend these ideas into notes, and so they are asked very often. So it can look like this think, pair, share activity. When, for example, they think about something with their partner, then they share these ideas with more people, and these people kind of like read and exchange their ideas of each other and come up with kind of best solution to the problem. So then students present the ideas in a mind map, write the first draft чорновик, так? Then they kind of exchange these drafts, like peer correct each other, drafts are returned, and for example, after the suggestions provided by some other students, by your peers, so you'll need to come up with a final draft, or with like so with the final copy, yeah, with a fair copy of what you are going to write and to hand in to your teacher. So you see that finally we will get a particular text or a letter or any other written assignment. But the way like we've come up with that, or the steps that were taken on the way to writing some assignment, were absolutely different. That's why, in this respect, I'm going to open the file with the writing lesson frameworks. So here they are. So we can talk about two different types of like approaches. Yeah, product approach. That's the one that is based on the text for reading. So we like, it doesn't mean that we will not have any lead in. We will have it. But so the aim of this lead in will be just to generate interest in the topic. Then the students will be asked to read the text. Usually, so they read it just once, but in case if needed, in case if you as a teacher see that there is the need in the second reading, you can do it as well. If not, if you can skip this stage and focus on sub-skills instead. So draw the attention to what the visual layout of this text is going to be, what register, formal or informal, the text is going to be written in, what expressions, what linkers, what synonyms, what antonyms can be used for this. Then, so prepare them for writing by sometimes brainstorming the ideas or just by eliciting from them how they are going to start that kind of writing. Then let them write this assignment and provide them with both content and language feedback. Then, in case if we as teachers choose the process approach, what do we need to do? We will have the lead in to generate interest, but we will provide them with no text for reading or for listening to. Instead, we will just generate and brainstorm ideas. Then we will ask them to work in pairs or groups or much bigger teams so that they could first work individually, then in pairs, then in teams or in groups, in order to exchange the ideas, in order to come up with as many great ideas as possible for them to get this kind of mind map of like what can be used in their own writing. Yeah, peer checking so is highly important here. When they start organizing these ideas and start writing the first drafts. Here comes the stage of editing, because students exchange their works, comment on each other's works, suggest improvements. Then the students whose works these were get these works back, revise on them, and present the final version or the final copy of this assignment that can be handed in to the teacher. So the main difference here is that here we have a kind of like prompt or text, so to be used, yeah. And here we do not have any text. Here we use our students' as the source of the ideas and as the main resource. Okay, I'm going to send this file, so you will get it, because that's highly essential for all of you, for you not to forget how this product and process approaches look like. So, and one more thing, whenever we are dealing with these different stages, so you should be in the know what, as the teacher, of what activities can be used for teaching writing. So I've planned to give you some time for working individually, but as we lack time and we still have one very important activity, so to deal with that, I think that it will be no problem. It will make no problem in case if we just deal with this task in plenary, like right now. So here come a number of ideas that can be suggested for pre-writing practice, pre-writing stage, then controlled writing stage, guided writing stage, creative writing stage. Yeah. So pre-writing deals mainly with the kind of like lead-in or brainstorming. So what ideas will suit? Let's look through all of them and tell me, please, what should go under this heading?
Mingle around the class and find out who.
Thanks a lot. Then
Have a
The
look at
beginning
this
of the story.
object.
have a look at this object, brainstorm your ideas
Yeah,
so
it's
on
also
how
for
it can be used. Great, thank you.
Look at 2 pictures.
Yeah, look at 2 pictures.
Okay, and make up a story, what has happened and what will
No,
happen.
no,
No,
it's green.
what is similar and different?
Okay. Look at 2 pictures presenting a city and a country, what is similar and different in them. Thanks a lot. There will be 2 more. I'll give you a hint. There will be 2 more.
Maybe discuss the benefits of digital technology.
What makes a good teacher. And one more.
Write out the words denoting gadgets and new devices.
Yeah, because it indicates the focus or the focus on language. Yeah, that should be done before they start writing. Controlled writing stage deals with what kind of techniques. So pay attention that we will not have 5 for each. Yeah, we will have less, either 2 or 3.
Fill in the gaps in the email.
Okay, fill in the gaps in the email.
Put paragraphs into the logical order.
Yeah, definitely. Then guided writing stage.
Read
So
the
on one
beginning.
hand, you are guided by the teacher by some prompts, but so like there is less control on behalf of the teacher at this stage.
Look at the pictures and make up a story.
So if you are asked to make up a story, okay, so okay. So let me put it here, so we will check it later. Then
read the beginning of the story and write the continuation.
And using a fishbone technique.
Using a fishbone technique, write about the main character's life. So fishbone will help you, yeah, like with how many ideas like to suggest. And for creative writing stage, we have make up a project collaboratively to predict the future of your city, choose a character from your past and write a story about his future. Okay, let us submit the answers. This one is wrong. Where should it go? Where should it go?
Creative writing.
Okay, so let us check it. Let us check it. So it would be It should be here. So make up a story. Whenever it comes with making up a story, so here you were not asked so to just continue, continue writing something. You were asked to come up with a whole story. That's why it deals with creative writing stage. But you were on the right road, So and you managed to succeed, succeed in that. You kind of were 90% correct with all these activities and with the whole task. Thanks a lot. Now the final touch. Finally, in groups of hours, so there will be two groups, so groups A and groups B. So I believe that thus we will kind of save time. I will open the file, so kind of random file. Let it be let it be file A, writing task A. Here we have the task. You are going to write a postcard to a friend saying hi and telling them briefly about your experience so far on the CELTA. But first, and here come the steps that you need to make before you start writing this postcard. What you'll need to do? You will need to read the instruction once again. Deal with all the tasks suggested here. And you'll need, finally, to write this postcard, having the example provided. That's the task for groups A. Why do I say groups A? Because we will have a number of them, Groups marked as 1, 3, 5, with odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, will deal with task A. Mind, please, that here comes one more page. Do not work with that, not now. You are in charge just of the first page. Then, talking about groups like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you'll need to open file marked as writing task B. And here comes a task for you. It's quite similar. You are going to write a postcard to someone you know, saying hello and telling him or her briefly about your experience on the CELTA so far. But first, and here come the steps: planning, style, writing, and editing. As well as in case with group A, you are not going to reflect on anything. Just deal with the first page. We will deal with the second one much later when we come back and start discussing everything in plenary. You will need to identify, so again, to read this task again, identify what kind of approach is this, do what is asked of you, and come up with writing a postcard, according to these instructions suggested. In the Telegram group of ours, I will leave both files for you to be able to use them as teachers. Maybe you will need them in your work with your students. And currently, I will ask Yulia Yurievna to assign us into breakouts.
So, Olena Yurievna, should we use Padlet as it was planned, or
Thanks a lot. Because I've already forgotten to mention that. So I will share the screen again. And so here come 2 pages. So the first one for group A, it's marked as group A. I will leave the link. And here we have the platform for group B, for group B, because you will need to leave your comments and your postcards somewhere. So use these Padlet pages. They are for you. So once again, I'll remind you, all odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You are in group A. Then numbers like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, you are in group B. Now you know what file to open and what Padlet page to use. Okay, you are welcome.
Okay. Just wanted to add that I really like your last sentence.
Yeah. So 21 so of you are here. So some of you have left us, or perhaps they are still in the process of writing something. So let me start sharing the screen. I believe that if talking about groups marked as A, we were among that group, so who managed to write at least something. So we did not succeed in like presenting the full letter, but at least we've discussed all these steps and we've managed to present some kind of postcard of ours. On analyzing these example, this writing task A, we've come up with the idea. Darina, maybe you will help me for me not to talk. Okay, so what was the problem here and what did we deal with?
Yeah, first of all, we saw that it's product approach and we follow instructions. And during it, we like saw that there are problems with like organization, everything in some sentence in correct order. Here he started from mentioning about CELTA person, but then talking about weather and again returning back to CELTA. So it would be more logical to rearrange it at least. Also, we see that there are no paragraphs made, and some sentence should be started from a new line.
Yeah. So, and here there was the focus on language because we were asked to list the adjectives that the writer was using, as well as we were asked to write the opposites. Yeah. So we picked out all those adjectives. So and managed to use them in our own writing. If talking about the postcard, then we've succeeded in like presenting the main bulk of it or the main chunk of it. As we've mentioned, hi, my dear friend, without indicating the name. How are the things getting on with you? Hope you are doing well. Then I'm writing to tell you that currently I'm doing my pre-CELTA course. Everything is well structured and logical, especially like the way we work in groups and in plenary. Besides, as we are all snowed under with our school internship, I appreciate that the trainer doesn't overload us with tasks. And so I believe that it would be logical to ask our friend, like pen friend we're addressing this letter to, as to like what she thinks. Yeah. So, and then also we should write down such phrases or etiquette phrases as, for example, with love, with best regards, looking forward to like hearing from you, for example, Darina. Yeah. So that's how like that's how this letter might finish or might end. If talking about the rest of the groups, where are you currently? Are you still discussing these tasks, or are you like in the process of writing the draft? Where are you? Because here I haven't seen any other letters, any other samples except for ours. Groups A. Okay, so no response. Then group B. Group B, we were not in group B, that's why, so it will be kind of absolutely new. And I believe that we will have at least someone willing to identify the approach for first and foremost, as well as I believe that perhaps you were okay, process approach, yeah. Then what do you mean by planning and by yeah, just a moment, let me read it. If talking about planning, before you write, spend a few minutes jotting down what aspects of the course you want to write about and notes or keywords about them. So, yeah. Так. So, Polina, like you left this comment, planning. How should I like decipher it? So, like, what was your message behind it?
You want to check the comments under the planning.
So you need to check these comments, yeah. So then you were to decide on what order to write about these aspects in, and compare it with your group mates.
So, sorry, Olena Yurina, can you open the comments under this post? Like planning, there we have comments section, like 3, you see, like 3 comments, and you click on it, and
Yeah, useful information. Thanks a lot, Julia Irina. Good atmosphere, then likes and dislikes. Then process approach. So yeah, you rightly identified it as process approach. But talking about style, right into a university. So this postcard can be addressed to a university classmate. That's why this style should be informal, right? You are. But unfortunately, because of a lack of time, you did not succeed in writing the postcard itself. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, so you spent a lot of time, so yeah, dealing with these aspects. But at least, so you are in the know that this is a process approach. How do you know it? What helped you to identify it?
Because we didn't have an example, and there was a lot of emphasis on thinking before you actually start writing something. So we have a lot of time dedicated to planning and like bullet points and style, deciding everything before actually producing something.
Thanks a lot. So unfortunately, while answering like this question number 1 that asks us, is there a difference in the end result? That's not quite possible for us to tell the difference just because we have only one text, so based on writing A task, and no text based on writing B, so writing B task. Still, so let us analyze like what approach would be simpler, much easier for the students to perceive and to work with, and which of them will present some difficulty to the students, a product or a process approach? Polina.
Personally, I think a product approach with the task would be easier because for me personally, I don't even don't really understand even the format of a postcard because we don't really do that anymore. So I didn't finish writing it, but I can say that my end product would end up looking really different.
Okay, so that doesn't mean that the process approach is bad in itself. No, far from that. But so you see that it's much more time consuming. That's the reason why you haven't come up with with this postcard yet. Because so as you did not have any modal text for you to use as a prompt, as a hint, yeah, for you to rely on, it took you more time in order to deal with all the tasks, with all the steps suggested, in order to brainstorm all these ideas. So it can be great because so it does develop students' creativity. So it does enable the teacher to kind of elicit all the information from the students. But it will be great when we are dealing with whom? Upper intermediate, advanced students, or, for example, pre-intermediate or beginners. Definitely, it will work better
It's higher level.
for upper intermediate learners. Yeah. Besides, for it to work perfectly well, you'll need as a teacher to give them more time, provide more specific clarification, yeah, so that they will not get lost and so that they will not feel at a loss like you felt so right now, yeah. Are there any similarities or differences between these approaches, between these tasks A and task A and task B? What are the similarities? Do we have a lead in? Should we have a lead in both cases?
Yes.
Yeah, to evoke students' interest, definitely. So that's the main similarity, one of the main similarities. Besides, should we focus on language? Should we focus on language? In our case, so with the product approach, we did that. In case with you, those who were responsible for writing task B, so there were some clarifications, yeah? So the teacher was supposed to introduce some adjectives for you to use in your own writing. You discussed the style as well, or the register. Yeah. Then what are some other similarities?
Maybe kind of like a brainstorming.
Yeah, all the same. Yeah. So, but for example, in case with dealing with this process approach, we dedicated more time to brainstorming. In case with product approach, we kind of like brainstormed a few ideas because we had the model text. So yeah, and it simplified the task for all of us. That's why I cannot say that any of the approaches is bad. So they are great. But if talking about those learners who lack time, who are allotted not a lot of time, if we're talking about beginners or pre-intermediate learners, of course, product approach will work much better. And to be quite frank with you, most of the textbooks, if not all, even if we're talking about 10 formers, 11 formers, they deal mainly with this product approach because it's much simpler and it enables to provide the students with much more drilling and much more focus on language. If talking about process approach, it's great because it's more creative. It develops creativity of your students. It uses them as the sources of the information, but it's time consuming. It should be led by the teacher. So the teacher should plan thoroughly the lesson of the kind, think of all the possible questions that will lead these students to coming up with the ideas that can be used, then edited, that can be used in their drafts and then can be changed and adjusted so that they could be used in fair copies of these students. Okay, so thanks a lot. All the same, thanks a lot for your diligence, for your participation. Special thanks to all those who are still with us, in spite of the fact that I overran my time today. So thank you all. I provided you with all these lesson frameworks, so then with these files marked as A and B, tasks for writing A and B, because that's what you may use. So as the prompt, as the hint, as the sample or template for you to be able to plan your writing lessons in the classroom. So thanks a lot. Then do not forget about that task that I set you. I mean, do not forget to mention who will be in your groups. Promise to do that by our next class so that I could start assigning the particular tasks and the lessons for you to get ready with, and hope to see you in a week. So good luck to all of you. Thank you and bye for now.
Thank you for the class.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.